Like so many of us, Eric Kaplan was drawn to the game by his father. It is a family game passed down from generation to generation. Fathers, mothers, children, all getting a chance to play together. Eric's involvement in the game, though, has a much more compelling reason. I'm joined now by Eric Kaplan, one of the rising instructors in the game.
Thank you
and
for
Eric,
having
tell
me.
us a bit, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
But tell us a bit about how you got involved, when you got involved, and that
Absolutely.
reason with your dad.
Absolutely. My beginnings as an instructor are actually quite humble in the fact that I started playing golf when I was 5 years old and my father was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So golf, like many, became my best friend, my catharsis, and my escape. Growing up, I met a lot of other people who had Parkinson's while on the golf course, and in an effort to help them and everybody, I researched on the putting stroke and actually developed a method of putting that could help quell the shaky hands of those afflicted with that disease.
Well, that's something that really a gift you give to other people. Are there specifics as far as your technique is concerned? Some things you can
Absolutely.
highlight?
To sum it up, there's really 4 main body locks that we use as a way to quell the tremors, which is a symptom that's usually present in those who have Parkinson's. And they're very succinct, they're very brief, and ones that I think every viewer could certainly apply overnight and help their putting stroke.
Can you run us through that list of 4?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Body lock number 1 is the grip. And so that's a simple bowing down of the wrists. Anytime that you have any bit of this angle, you're going to see some tremors and shakes of those people with Parkinson's as well as everyone else. It will increase the range of motion. However, the moment you bow the wrist down, because you have to think of the wrist like the Rubik's Cube of the body, it's going to restrict the range of motion and help quell the tremors. Body lock number 2 is nothing more than bringing the arms in against the body. You know, of late the conversation regarding how to anchor the club has been a popular one. Here you're creating 2 natural anatomic anchors. Body lock number 3 is how to engage more stable, centralized muscles in the body, and we do it through nothing but pinching the shoulders back. And body lock number 4 is just maintaining proper posture through hinging.
Well, if you're going to want to hear all those 4, and you certainly do if you want to be a better putter, you're going to have to log on to our Facebook page. We go in depth with Eric on all 4 of those body locks. But right now we're going to be joined by Eric's prize pupil, who's the defending champion this week in Naples, Bernhard Langer. And Bernhard has had to change his putting stroke, obviously, from the anchoring ban last year, and there were some things as far as your philosophy and locks are concerned that Bernhard has incorporated into his game as well. Bernhard, how has it helped you?
It's helped me a great deal. I even incorporated 2 of the 4 locks pointers in previously before I had to go non-anchored, but it certainly helped me going non-anchored because it just stabilizes my whole putting stroke. I'm on a better path and I'm more consistent, which also helps speed control.
How did the relationship begin? How did you notice that he was in need of help on the locks?
Well, I first met Jackie, and she's the one that opened up our communication.
Jackie is my oldest daughter.
Yes.
And you know, we started talking about posture one day in your dining room, and started opening up some doors regarding the importance of posture and the engagement of some more stable muscles.
Can you demonstrate what those locks are, what you were like before, and basically slide into when you're not putting well, what you're trying to avoid, and what you're trying to accomplish?
Right. My tendency, Dave, was to just slouch a little bit, like most of us. You know, when we bend forward, like driving or whatever, the shoulders get rounded. As you can see that even when I was anchored, the shoulders get rounded, the back gets rounded, and then I'm all over the place with my putter. So Eric taught me, you know, we worked on all 4, but the other 2 are more important for the shorter putter, but 2 are important, maybe 3 for me. He told me to straighten my back, so bend this way instead of that way. Now if I do that, then I also pull my shoulders back a bit, engage my shoulder blades back. Why don't you point there real quick, right there, in the middle of my back.
And so the beautiful thing about this is the fact that whenever we're setting up with any bit of curvature in the back, it invites the shoulders to lift on literally any axis. The moment that you go ahead and hinge back, you elongate the spine and make it much more straight. And if you take the shoulders and just pinch them back a little bit, there's literally only one axis the shoulders can now go. And it's through that aspect of stabilization that you're going to create a much more consistent stroke.
I totally agree, and the engine now is coming from actually the back of my shoulder blades and not from moving parts up here, which, you know, swings the putter at a slightly inside motion, like the golf swing, I suppose, little inside to square to inside, and that's my goal. So I can, once I'm in the right position with the 2 locks, and then my right arm is this way, now I just rotate my shoulders and the putter swings on a pretty consistent path.
And that's certainly important. A lot of people have asked me, how can Langer unanchor and stay consistent as far as the swing is concerned? You lock those two and, like you say, just one axis going through.
No question.
Can you show us a before putt? This is a short one, but a before and then an after as far as
Sure.
your swing is concerned?
Yeah, I mean, this is probably what it looked like. You know, it used to be anchored before I met Eric, and there were many times when I was just a bit rounded. You know, the back was rounded, the shoulders were rounded, and then, I mean, I still made putts, but it was easy to do some of that.
To get off, sure.
It doesn't take much to miss a putt, even from short distance. And then once we connected and talked about this, we worked for a while together, where I would start off this way, bend forward to get used to this with a very straight back, just flex my knees a little bit. Now even impinge my shoulder blades slightly, pull my shoulders a little back, and from that point on, I'm just now making a little move with my shoulders, which gets the putter moving on the right path.
And probably a lock you never discussed, but an unintended lock is the lock you have now on the Charles Schwab Cup trophy. I mean, he's one of the last three.
That happens as a symptom of all this.
Okay, that's a good symptom to have. We'll talk more about locks hopefully in the future. Eric Kaplan, certainly one of the great young instructors out here, leading one of the great young, soon-to-be 60-year-olds
Thanks,
out
Eric.
here on
Of course,
this
my
tour.
pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
Dave, thanks.
Appreciate it. Good going.